We've come to Shabbat Zachor, and tomorrow, as I think everybody knows, we will be at this time getting ready for our celebration of Purim. And it's a strange year to celebrate Purim. It's a difficult year to celebrate Purim with everything that's going on. I don't know how many of us are in the mood to have fun and get into the spirit of jest and mockery and rejoicing. Not an easy thing to do this year. Purim is an unusual holiday, not the least because of all the excess. You don't have any other holiday which has so much excess with joy and fun and costumes and even drinking. But more than that, it's an unusual holiday because it's a holiday about hiddenness. God is hidden in Purim. God's name, presence doesn't appear in the book of Esther. The book of Esther, the name of Esther means hidden. It's a world of randomness and chance. Meaning is not obvious. The plot unfolds in very absurd and random ways. And the book comes to its end, a happy end for Jews, an unhappy end for the Persians. And it follows a very strange path. I think above all, this sense of God's hiddenness is very unusual among all the Jewish holidays. All the Jewish holidays are very much, God's presence is felt like Pesach. In a month, we will be celebrating Pesach, and God is present, visible. The miracles are bold. The same in Shavuot, God's revelation at Mount Sinai. Even Sukkot, God accompanying us through the wilderness. God's presence is very much felt, not in Purim. And yet, the Rambam says, Maimonides, says that of all the books of the Bible, in time to come, in Messianic times, in times of redemption, only the Torah and the book of Esther will be read. All the other books of the prophets and all the sacred writings will no longer be studied or read. Only the book of Esther and the Torah. And there's an old tradition that says that in Messianic times, all the holidays will be eliminated, except for Purim. Purim is the only holiday that will endure in Messianic times. And the question is why? I mean, being such a strange holiday and such an unusual holiday in comparison to all the other ones, why is Purim the one that will remain, that will continue to be celebrated in Messianic times? And the answer one of the answers is given by Rabbi Hutner, who lived in the 20th century, was born in Poland, taught here in Brooklyn, and then made Aliyah to Israel. And he writes in his book, Pachat Yitzchak, that gives a very beautiful parable. I'm not going to go into it, but basically he says that this holiday, as opposed to all the other holidays, is a holiday where we have to learn how to find and sense God's presence in the darkness and in the hiddenness. God's presence is not obvious, but the Midrash says that Mordechai finds what to do and finds sort of the cues or the hints to what he has to do in order to bring salvation to Esther and to himself and to the Jews. He follows clues and hints that are hidden. And so we too have to learn how to find God in the darkness, in the hiddenness. It's easy to find God in the boldness of the miracles of Pesach. But that's not the world we live in. We don't live in a world of God's presence being so bold and so patently felt, and miracles all around us. We live much more in a world of darkness, of the absence of meaning. We live in a world of chaos and randomness. And so Purim is really the holiday for this time, to train ourselves, because we know in the story of Purim, God is somewhere behind the scenes, that we have to train ourselves to find God with the hints, to be able to sense God's presence in the darkness, to find meaning even when it's not obvious. And this is the times in which we live. And meaning there is, beyond the absurdity, as Heschel says, but we have to learn how to find it. And this holiday is what teaches us to find and to persist and to persevere, so that we may, as the story ends, turning darkness into light, turning mourning into joy. And it says the Jews had ora v'simcha v'sason b'ikar, had light and joy and gladness and dignity. And so may we learn to find the meaning and the hints that will lead us to a world of light, of joy and gladness, and for all to have dignity. Not an easy task.
Amen.
But this is the charge of this unusual holiday, but the most, I think, important holiday of Purim.